Hello, everyone. So, since this is April and we're going to have a little bit of fun in the midst of everything that's going on, I would like to do some astronumerology readings with you guys, and we're going to look at some relationships that actually work. Starting with a hot couple right now, Sterling K. Brown and Ryan Michelle Bathe. I got this picture offline. I Googled it, so I want to give credit to ALAMY. They own this picture. Okay. All right. So let's look at Sterling K. Brown and Ryan and why their relationship seems to be perfect. And people are like, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And I have to tell you, before I looked at the numbers, I knew Ryan had a lot of fives in his chart. I could just tell with his the way he was interacting. I was like, wait, he has fives everywhere, and he really does have fives in the numbers. But let's get into the overview of what I look at, and I included some things here that I don't really look at, but I know I have some people who really rely on Western numerology, so I added a couple of things for you guys. So let's start with the top. Um, Life path number. So Sterling is a 14-5, which is a karmic number. You can look at my videos about that. Ryan is a 3. Attitude number 9 and 7. Birthday 5 and 9. Rising sign. His rising is a Cancer ruled by the moon, and hers is Virgo ruled by Mercury. Sun signs in Western astrology. His sun is Aries, ruled by Mars. Her sun is Leo, ruled by the sun. Vedic astrology, sun sign Pisces for him, and his Venus sign is also Pisces. Her Vedic sun sign is Cancer, and her Venus sign is also Cancer. Personal year, he's in a 1 year, which is really good for him with, leadership roles and it being about him. She is in an 8 year, which means financially this is a very sound year for her, which also coincides with the success that you see her having. Personal month is a 5 for him. This April is his birth month, and he just had a birthday, just had his 50th birthday, and it's a 3 for her. Now, threes and fives are the numbers associated with the arts, like anybody in entertainment, which explains why you're seeing both of them a lot right now. This is just the time for them. Their maturity number, number that you will see as they age, is an 11-2, which is a master number teaching other people and couples. So I imagine they would do a lot more couple work and a lot more relationship things to where people look at them. Soul number is a 5 and a 6, and the mode number is 5 for both of them. Now, you notice in red, I have the attitude and the soul number as in red. That's because out of everything that's on their chart, they only have two areas where there's a challenge. And this is beautiful because it only takes three areas to be compatible for you to be considered a soulmate. These two look at each other as the ultimate soul mate package. They're born in the same year. The attitude might be a little different because Sterling is the 9. He's a little bit more extroverted on one sense, and she's a little bit more introverted, only in the sense that she requires a little bit more time within herself, whereas he comes across as a person that everyone wants to be around and interact with, and he really does care. And he actually has, they both have spiritual tones, but he has a non-religious spiritual tone of the world, the universe, versus she has more of a internal spiritual tone of, God is great, God is amazing. So a little bit different type of views, but overall the same view, right? Still about a higher purpose in life. Just how they deal with that and reflect on that is different. Now, the attitude number, if you know me, that's a key number for me with whether or not a couple is going to make it. And the thing is that they attitude number is 2 degrees apart, which means that as a relationship, they have to balance, they have to work on the relationship in order for it to be something that's good. But when you look at the totality of the chart, they have so many other areas that are really strong, naturally compatible, that it really reduces the impact of the attitude number. The soul number, the heart's desire, what you want in life, Sterling has the five there, which is a five of freedom, they change, great sex, traveling, exploring, doing things. And Ryan has the six, which is more of home. I like my home. I like my family. I want to make sure that is established. That doesn't mean that she doesn't want to do the other things, but it's just the home is more of an important thing for her. And it doesn't mean that home isn't important for him. It means that that part of traveling and being in the arts just really feeds his soul, right? She gets her nurturing for her soul from her home life. That is a 1 degree of separation, which means somebody has to take the lead on that. And if someone says, this is going to be a priority, I'm going to make home a priority, and the other person goes with it, then they can overcome that. It's only a 1 degree difference. 1 degree and 2 degree differences aren't major. That just means you have to work as partners. And most people, they can do that if they put in the effort. It's not difficult at all. So, I want to go back to the Vedic sun sign because that's the Pisces ruled by Jupiter and Cancer ruled by the moon. Now, that is also their Venus sign, which is really important. So that means it highlights those characteristics. Ryan, the Cancer, is associated with home, right? It's the fourth house, which goes that's like hand in hand with her soul desire, and her Venus and her love language is also home. Pisces is someone who's into themselves, a dual nature, and but they're expansive on other sides of things. That 7-9 energy, so that gives him a little bit of flexibility to work with her because Pisces has those times where Pisces definitely wants to be at home. So that kind of is good for them. Now that's in the Vedic sign, right? And then the rising sign, if you know, his rising is the Cancer moon, so that matches with her on the Vedic sun and Venus sign. It's just beautiful the way that works out. They don't have any real toxic signs interacting with each other. I love it. Next, the other thing I look at for everyone when it comes to relationship is what type of year you are in because everything can look good on paper and then your years don't match up and it all crumbles quickly. So if you see here, they have personal years. Now 1 and 8 is 7 degrees of separation. 2 and 9 is 7 degrees of separation. Everything else is 2 degrees of separation. And this is a cycle that they will see constantly in their relationship. And that means that for some years they need more time to be introspective, to look within, and then the other years, as long as they're working on partnership, doing things together, it works out really well. Again, Sterling's in a 1 year, she's in an 8 year. Phenomenal, for them. So it's kind of working with them right now. The numbers that come up, that all these numbers, by the way, are compatible. So they don't have any real strife, as they all of these numbers can be managed, they work well together. So their personal years work, it rocks, it's phenomenal. Within each year you have the personal month energy, and normally their personal months get along really well. April, Sterling is a 5, which is obviously his favorite number. She's a 3. Both of these numbers are tied to the entertainment industry. 2 degrees of separation. If you see, most of them have 2 degrees of separation. Most of the time you can get along really well. August is the time where they have a little bit more of a challenge because the 9 and 7 itself aren't necessarily fans of each other, because although they're working towards the same goal, they approach the same goal in different ways. So other than that, so you see, that's like 1 month. The rest of the months are all compatible. So for the majority of the time that they are with each other, they are getting along. They're working in energies that are compatible. So it works, and that's literally how their life cycles. So when he said something in the interview about 20 years and 40 years, it is absolutely possible for them to have a 20-year and 40-year. But one of the main reasons why it is impossible is because of the maturity number. The maturity number is an 11-2, which means they grow in the same direction. They grow and want the same type of energy as they mature in life. So this is a pretty phenomenal relationship. I love it, and I really look forward to watching it continue to do well. Now, I'm not going to say what I see as far as the sexual energy there, because that's there, and that also helps a relationship. So, all right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this, and maybe I'll find somebody else, a couple, and let's look at why relationships are working, and let's eliminate some toxicity. Be well.